Hey guys, today I will be doing questions 3 and 4 for my CCR of my final test. These are the last two questions. I'm really excited and I hope you guys enjoy. This will be just a little montage of what I did over spring break, and I'll be talking and answering the questions over, like doing a voiceover. But yeah, these are the final two questions 3 and 4, and let's get started. Question 3. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Throughout this project of my opening scene, I learned a lot and expanded my technology palette, as I would like to call it. I used a variety of apps and devices which I didn't do previously in my other tasks, such as my commercial. My technique for the camera angles got way better. This time I was able to demonstrate and explain to others exactly how I wanted the camera to be positioned. I did encounter some problems, however, but I got past them with some critical thinking skills. On some instances, my ring light stand wasn't producing the angle that I needed, so I had to get creative and use props and structures in the location in order to prop my phone up. Sometimes this method worked, other times the method didn't, so I had to resort back to the ring light. But I really had to get to thinking because some things were just not working. During the final task, I did encounter some problems, like during the middle scenes where I had to keep reshooting the footage just because it simply wasn't enough footage as I needed. And it was a frustrating process because I had to keep redoing the same scene over and over and over and over again. And I got so frustrated to the point I had to walk away for like 10 minutes because it was hot out the door and, it was tiring, it was frustrating. And I feel like me being frustrated wasn't going to put out a good result for the video. So I went and took a break for 10 minutes. I came back. Luckily, like the second time, we got enough footage. And the reason I wanted to keep redoing these scenes was because I didn't want to keep cutting into the scenes and having to recreate everything and then re-edit everything. I just decided to reshoot it and hope for the best. And eventually I got it, and that was a good thing. Overall, I felt like that little dilemma made my film better in a way because I would rather take a break and keep redoing it over and over until it's good rather than trying to rush it and have it looking sloppy. So that did make my film way better in a certain way, and I did learn that. That one thing I did learn is patience because my patience is running thin to the wire. But I did push through it, so that's a good thing, and it made my film better in a way. It made everything look smooth and clear, and you can see it in my body language. A lot of things developed, such as my editing skills, my communication skills. With the editing, I expanded out to other resources. With the titles, I decided to do a color pop. That was my first time ever doing titles, and I feel like I did pretty good. With the peer review, I had to ask plenty of people. I asked people from other classes and those who took the class last year, how did you do certain things, so I can get like an idea of it. And eventually I just chose my own font from this website online, and it was really good. And I changed the color. I did all sorts of things to it, but I felt like it really matched in with the video. And I never really went that far into making titles for my other tasks, my commercial. And I felt like that was really an upgrade. With the communication aspect, I talk to friends that take the class or friends that used to take the class so they can see how the video was. I asked some of them about the peer review. I asked a lot of people for a peer review so they can look over and tell me how it is. So I didn't really get a biased opinion from anybody. I feel like they were all pretty good. There was little things here and there that I tweaked and fixed. And I want to communicate with sources like outside for music, but I felt like that was a lot, especially since I was on a time crunch. I decided to go with royalty free music because that was the easiest option for me at the time, and I felt like I made a really good choice with that music because I got a lot of compliments on the peer review for that song. On to the next question. Question 4. How did you integrate technology, software, hardware, and online into this project? Compared to my other tasks, I can say I integrated a lot more forms of technology within this project. For my editing, I explored a different app called iMovie. I had previously heard about it but never tried it. What I did different with this task was to use two different editing softwares. So basically, along with iMovie, I used CapCut after. Based on my experience, iMovie is good for starting the base of your movie, things like getting the scene in order and not having to do a lot of transition, like putting transitions in yourself. That's what it's good for. But on the other hand, CapCut is good for both. However, it is way better than iMovie in the effects category. Things like overlays, sound effects, voiceovers, music, and etc. CapCut allows that a variety of options to choose from, and iMovie doesn't have that. I feel like using both softwares enhanced the video and allowed it to really come to glory, because if I just used iMovie, things would have been lacking in a lot of departments. So I'm glad I rewatched the video a lot of times and made the decision to go use CapCut after, because it really made the movie great.